so welcome to module 26. This is going to be slightly different from the other ones that we've done. This is going to be a module on how to structure your day. So there's two modules in this final phase, phase 6, which is the anatomy of organization. The first one's going to be how to structure your day, and then the second one is going to be running through the LinkedIn planner and how you pull that all together to make sure that you can implement all the stages that we've learned up till now. As a side note, if you haven't done all the worksheets, if you've missed a couple modules, go back and go through everything, make sure you filled out everything up to date, so that when you now have to pull everything together into a structure, it's going to be way more streamlined and easy for you to put this LinkedIn marketing strategy into place for your lead generation. The contents are going to be the following: so why you should plan the night before, how to establish a morning routine, a few productivity hacks, and also the importance of taking breaks and what to do in the breaks. So in terms of planning the night before, give yourself an hour before bed to sit down, plan your day and get ready for bed. You can either do this using the LinkedIn planner I have provided, I'll run through that in the next module, or use a notebook, Evernote, or some other online application. To be honest, it doesn't really matter how you plan this. Some people prefer to write down on paper like in a journal, or some other people like to do it online. Obviously a lot of you might have other things to do during the day aside from just LinkedIn outreach. The LinkedIn planner, you could use it for your general daily structure, or just to break down your LinkedIn work block, like your flow for just LinkedIn stuff. But yeah, what I like to do is I give myself a full hour before bed, and then for half an hour I plan my day. So I set up everything for the day after, and then after planning my day, I like to meditate to end the day, prepare clothes for the morning after. So if you're going to the gym clothes. But either way, I would say leave the house at some point just to wake your body up and let it know that it's time to work and be active. And then I just read and relax until I go to sleep. The key is not to look at any screens for at least an hour before sleep, so that you can switch off and really get good quality deep sleep. I know, like, for me, I need a lot of sleep. Some people, like, everybody's completely different, but for me, like, having my night before planned and very calm, and like having a switch off from work helps me really stress and sort of sleep well, so that I feel active and I look forward to the day after without having to think about what I'm going to have to do that day, because I've already planned it all, and not think about what I have to wear because all my clothes are already laid out. So it kind of works pretty well. With taking breaks, so remember to break everything down into blocks in terms of your workflow. So I usually personally do 45 minutes deep work, and then I have a 15-minute break in between. If you can focus well for a longer period of time or a shorter period of time, just alter this to suit you and see what works best. Obviously everybody's different. I have a pretty short attention span. I find it hard to kind of focus for a really long period of time. So that's why I give myself 45 minutes deep work, and then I switch off for 15 minutes, listen to music, do whatever I want to do for that break. Don't be too hard on yourself. So start with a shorter work day and increase your work day slowly in terms of the lengthy amount of deep work that you want to do throughout that day. If you're doing deep work, it will take some time to build up your endurance. So obviously if you're already used to working 9-hour days, like intense work, go for it, carry on if that works well for you. If you're just starting out, be easy on yourself. I think when I first started, I built my business, it was like 4 hours of deep work a day, and then I just signed off every like 2 p.m. Be kind to yourself, work shorter but harder than just giving yourself a huge long list of things to do and spending like 12 hours, but only 3 of them were actually really fully focused. The third point I wanted to make for taking breaks is don't be a victim of to-do overload. I was guilty of doing this. I did this for so many months. If you give yourself a list of 20 things to complete on like a Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday night, it's not only counterproductive, but it's also extremely stressful. Pick the main things and trim the rest off into chunks throughout the week. So give yourself your, like, say 3 main priorities to complete that day, and then have anything that takes say 5 minutes or less, have it on your extra to do, and just do that at the end of the day, like admin-y stuff that's very simple, doesn't take much brain power. Do that after you've done everything else that requires attention, focus, concentration, etc. Moving on to establishing a morning routine. So obviously you should have everything planned from the night before. I would recommend leaving the house, whether that's to go to the gym, on a walk, or on a run, whatever it is. This is just to wake you up and tell your body it's time to start the day. Depending on whether you're a creative person or not, you're going to want to start the day with either the hardest, most intimidating task, or something to kickstart your creativity and get yourself inspired before you go into that difficult task. So me personally, I like to start with a little bit of creativity. I'll go over my affirmations and remind myself why I'm doing what I'm doing. The reason for that is because it makes everything that follows seem like a small sacrifice. So myself, I get overwhelmed easily at like small things that probably aren't that difficult or scary. for some reason I'll build it up in my head as a bigger deal. So that's why I start with creative stuff, with sort of letting my brain and my creative like energy just flow, and then it helps you sort of switch off, de-stress, and then when I go into those hard tasks, because I've prepared myself so well mentally, I don't feel as overwhelmed, and I'm like, well, that's just, it's not a big deal, like I'll just get it over and done with, because the reason I'm doing it is so much bigger than the fear that I have. So with productivity hacks, so these are 4 of the main ones that I do. Obviously there's probably like 30, 40, 50 things you could do that are going to differ from person to person. But for me, it's removing distractions. So I am such a victim of procrastination. I will do anything to make sure that I don't do what I need to do sometimes if I'm not in the right mindset. So get rid of your mobile phone, nearby food, like a mess to tidy. Have 0 distractions, clear your workspace, and make sure that the only thing you have to actually do anything with is your laptop and the work in front of you. Work in a quiet place in silence, or even better with noise cancelling headphones. I like listening to classical music or binaural beats to help me get into a work rhythm, but you might work best in silence, you might work really well with rock music or screamo, I don't know, whatever it is. Normally stuff with words distracts me. I need silence to get into real deep focused work, so try working in silence. If not, try have some earphones if you have them, or like noise cancelling headphones to work, and it just sort of helps you switch into that. Another quick tip as well, I try and listen to similar music whenever I work so that I associate deep work with a certain type of music. So I know I always listen to my favourite piano artist on Spotify whenever I want to do really deep work, and I've tried to train myself into having that association, so whenever I hear that piano music I get into deep work and I focus and I don't do anything else. That's kind of how I do it, so maybe you could try that out. The third point is stop multitasking. So work through your to-do on the LinkedIn planner, cross off each thing as you go along, give yourself something to look forward to in between your work slots so that you can prevent procrastination. So this could be you go and get a cup of coffee from the kitchen, or you listen to loud music for 10-15 minutes, or you want to read for a bit, or you want to call your friend. Like, it could be anything. Like, in 15 minutes, just do something that like helps you switch off and relax, that you look forward to doing, so that you can focus for those 45 minutes to make sure you get that time before your next work slot. The fourth thing is have all notifications turned off. Have do not disturb on with your Mac for mail, WhatsApp, Slack, etc., and only have the windows open which are essential to the task at hand. That's everything for productivity hacks and everything for this module. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing you in the last module of this course.